Hi, I'm Keith, and welcome to my channel Attack from Down Under. Today's video is probably a long overdue CD and record collecting video. I've just got a stack of stuff. I've got so much stuff. There's just been some record fairs lately. There's been sales on, and I've gone a bit crazy on it. So I'm just going to show you all this stuff. It's all random. There's some hard rock. There's punk. There's funk. Yeah, just all stuff that I've got recently, and I just want to show it all before it goes away in my collection. So first of all, I've just done also a collaboration with Dan, Kevin, and Steve on. We just did a group show on the Off the Charts channel, and it's called the Kansas Connection. So we talked about concept albums. That was the topic. That was a fun video to do. So I've done that. So if you want to check it out, just have a look on the Off the Charts channel if you're interested in that sort of thing. And I'll just dive into what I've been picking up. So it's not a heavy metal video. Probably there is some sort of stuff that's a bit on the verge, but probably do a heavy metal video in my next one. So first of all, I went to a record fair. So I just go in these places and I just hoover up anything that looks interesting, and just things I might have heard about from somebody that is worth a listen. So the first thing I got, well, one of the things I got was this CD here, which is by band The Slits. So the album's called Cut, and it's the debut by the English punk band. Of course, Slits came out in 1979. It's a post-punk sort of album. So apparently these are one of the significant punk rock bands. They supported The Clash on their 1977 White Riot tour, broke up about 5 years later. So this is just a CD, one of the CDs I picked up. It wasn't from the record fair, but this arrived. I did a big feature on Billy F. Gibbons. This is his album Hardware. So if you've got any sort of significant interest in ZZ Top, and you know what type of music is there, check out this album, because I really enjoyed this, and it stayed in my car for a long time. It's what you want to hear when you want to hear Billy. Great guitar player, and that was another one that just came through the post. I've been waiting for a while for that one. I don't know why, but just took a while. So the CD, that one. Some more things that I got at that record fair. This one here just seemed interesting. I've got quite a few of Queen's 45 singles, so this was a good addition. It just puzzled me when I looked at it, because there's songs on here from about 3 or 4 different albums. There's songs on here from A Day at the Races by Queen. There's songs on here from A Night at the Opera, Sheer Heart Attack, and even Queen 2. So they've got Good Old Fashioned Lover Boy, Death on Two Legs, Tenement Funster. and White Queen. So I hadn't seen that before. I've actually got quite a lot of 45s in that box there, and in the garage. A lot of my collection back in the day was just 45s. I think the idea was that I'd just get the big songs and I wouldn't have to buy the albums, but yeah, no, that's gone out the window. So another thing I bought that I hoovered up at the records fair was the CD, The Cure, staring at the sea. Sorry, I keep thinking Standing on the Beach because I think that might be the vinyl one. So this is a compilation album of the group's singles that came out in 1986, just marking 10 years of the band. So this CD has got the same tracks that's on the record, but it's also got some extra stuff on it from each of the 4 albums in that, like I say, in that 10-year span. And they even made some extra music videos for those extra songs. And that's how I first got into The Cure, because I watched the music videos. I had a copy of it just showed all the music videos for this basically, and that got me hooked on The Cure. I know they're not for everyone, but yeah, that was quite a I didn't have that. I don't have it on vinyl either, but The Cure, Staring at the Sea. Right, so this is another thing to show you. Like, I just like going there and I just grab things that pique my interest. Weird Al Yankovic, hadn't seen that in so many years, so I had to get that. And this will probably make you feel old, but do you know how old he is now? He's 64. So a lot of people actually think that his version of some of the songs he does, like he does parodies of popular songs at the time, his versions are actually better. I used to have a friend that used to say, oh, I like his version's better. So he does a song in here, Smells Like Nirvana. And I just like how he's also on the release, he's used all the sort of artwork that's on the Nirvana album on here. That's quite cool. But yeah, that sort of, I thought, oh yeah, I'll get that. All the stuff, like you can pick up cheap. Oh, well, I did it at the record fair. And I also got at the same time a cassette there. Weird Al Yankovic, even worse. Yeah. Anyway, like I said, this video is going to be all over the place. I'm going to show lots of different things, but just stuff that I've grabbed. So another thing I got on vinyl this time was The Darkness, and this is their album Permission to Land. It's just been re-released. So this is the debut album by the British glam rock band. Came out in 2003. So 5 singles were released from this album. I Believe in Love, and they actually reached number 2 in the UK singles chart. It just, as a debut album, did really well. And for me, at the time, this was like a breath of fresh air. I was looking for a really good rock album just to listen to, and this delivered on every front. So this edition I've got a gatefold. One that I was waiting to be re-released So I do really like this album. I'll just show you the vinyl. It's got custom sleeve on it. There you go. I'll just tell you why I like it, because when I was first living with, it's now my wife, we decided to go on a road trip up the east coast of Australia, and we had it's just hours and hours between towns. It's Australia's like a massive continent, and it had a CD player. You've got to have the air conditioning cranked up the whole time because it's so hot. And you just drive all day basically to get between towns. So I had two CDs, just two CDs to play the whole time. And one of them was The Darkness, Permission to Land. This is the actual CD. And yeah, just look at this. That's sort of a bit, the lettering's a bit off center there. So I've been waiting for that to come out on vinyl. The vinyl copy's actually got a poster in it as well. Here's some of the artwork on the CD. Now, doesn't that look a bit like the glam rock there? So those guys in the Darkness, Justin and Dan Hawkins, they went from basically just a band known in their own country, and within like a year after this album, they were like headlining Wembley. They were playing Wembley. Word sort of spread about Justin's like vocal range, and a lot of these songs became instant anthems. You know, you can sing along to them. They're fun and they're catchy, and this is a great album. So you know, he's on YouTube as well. He does his own channel on YouTube. So this album came out 20 years. It's hard to believe, but you know, 20 years ago. And he's touring New Zealand in January. And I'm going to try and talk my wife into going, but I was going to mention it to her the other day, but she was in a bad mood when she came home. So, you know, you married men know what I'm talking about. So I was just saying that CD was one that I used to, I played when we went on that trip. This was the other one. This is the John Butler Trio, Sunrise Over Sea. This is sort of like, if you like Ben Harper, this Australian band, came out just about the same time, 2004. And just these two just played over and over and over again. I'm trying to think what the name of the song was that came out, because I heard the song on the radio when we were driving, and then when we went to the next town, I went in and bought this. So I think it goes. Yeah, I'm not sure which track it was, but I'm going to have to put that in my car, re-listen to it, and try and remind me. Right, so the next thing I bought at that record fair, this is a 12-inch from Depeche Mode, and this comes from the Violator album. Came out in 1990. So this is like synth pop, and it's from an English electronic music band called Depeche Mode. So I saw that there, and I thought that's really good. I'll get that. The thing, if you're collecting the Depeche Mode 12-inch, they usually have other songs and other mixes on it. So that's worth getting. I know that album really well because I played it a lot when it came out. So I think I'm going to try and get all the 12-inch singles from that. So that was a good find. Another one that I got in the record fair. Another one on a record fair type thing is this one here. This is called If I Could Only Remember My Name, the debut album by the American singer-songwriter David Crosby. This came out in 1971. It's a bit blurry there, but so there you go. So this is one of 4 albums released by each member of Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young group. So it's full of guest appearances. So, look at them all. All his friends are on this album. So guest appearances by famous American West Coast musicians such as Neil Young, Joni Mitchell. This was really cheap. So it's not a lot of lyrics in here. And the final 2 songs is just David on his own. So this is sort of a therapy album for him. He was in mourning for his girlfriend who passed away, and sort of just retreated into the studio with his musician friends and came up with this. Just a calming sort of album, and I do like it. It didn't get a lot of credit at the time, I believe. But yeah, nice album. Yeah, it's got Grace Slick. Yeah, heaps of people on this from the time. I'll just show you the vinyl for that. Oh, here we go. Another thing I got, I don't think I've ever shown any funk in my videos before. This is a funk record I picked up. Demonstration, it's George Clinton funk. George Clinton, if you don't know, he's on the funk band. He's one of the pioneers of funk, put it that way. Parliament and Funkadelic, if you know those bands. So just something a bit different. And this is called Do Fries Go With That Shake, George Clinton. Just a 12-inch single, just funk stuff. Funk single. Really good funky bass lines, things like that. If you know George Clinton, you know the type of stuff I'm talking about. Great stuff on Parliament and Funkadelic. So while we're talking about that, I want to talk about one of my favourite female artists, and she does a lot in that vein. And this is Betty Davis. So this is funky. This is nasty. This is one of her albums, Nasty Gal. This is the first Betty Davis album I heard. I absolutely love it. You just got to hear it. She's like a force of nature. So it's all funk stuff. It's all sort of suggestive, but she just does it in such an amazing way. And the band and the support on all the albums is just fantastic. Really enjoyable record. If you like this sort of music, and you haven't heard Betty Davis, wow, you're in for a treat if you haven't. She's got a massive, wild performance style. She was way ahead of her time. Wrote her songs. organised all the music. And this is a gatefold. It's just got lyrics there, not worth showing. But this is one of her records I've got, Nasty Gal. Yeah, it's another one I've got. There's been a few. All the albums have been reissued, and even one that was shelved for a long time. This is Betty Davis. They Say I'm Different. Another great one. So she was married to Miles Davis briefly, and lived the life of a bit of a recluse for a while. I don't think she did very well commercially. There's not a lot of footage in it you can see of her, but yeah, she's fantastic. Check her out. Another artist, sadly we don't have any more, like Betty Davis, is Sinead O'Connor. Yeah, another one of my favourite female artists. Sadly lost her. This is her fourth album, came out in 1994. I had this on CD. I've never actually seen it on vinyl, but it's come out on vinyl. It's a bit of a sad listen, I have to admit, because she's got her son singing a part on here as well, and he passed away before she did, which had a massive impact on her mental health and ultimately led to her, dying. So, yeah, quite a sad listen, but there's some really good songs on here. One of the last songs is Thank You for Hearing Me, which was written about her breakup with the musician Peter Gabriel. Like I say, his son sings a little bit on Am I a Human? This is sort of a therapy album for her. She lets out quite a lot of anger in different directions. But still, yeah, classy album, some cool stuff on here. I mean, her voice is just incredible. My only fault with this album and this pressing is it's quite noisy. Like when you're trying to listen to her voice, which is amazing, you don't want to hear pressing faults and things in the vinyl. But as far as I know, this is the only time I've seen it on vinyl, so I grabbed it. And yeah, so that's Sinead O'Connor, great female artist. Another one that I've got is Terry Callier. So he's an American jazz guitarist, singer, songwriter. This is more sort of soul music, funk. This is his third album. What Color Is Love came out in 1972. There he is there. So if you like Marvin Gaye, what's going on type thing, just cool vocals and really nice arrangements. Probably an album that didn't do very well at the time. You know, a lot of these ones I've shown probably didn't do at the time, but in hindsight, great album. So check that one out. Came out in 1972, Terry Callier. Right, getting to the end. Show you some 70s rock to end off with. Gravy Train. This one's called. This is the 1970 debut album by the progressive rock band. Gatefold there. Oh. So this has got quite a few bit of flute in here. It's got vocal effects, but with big riffs. And you know, if you like that sweet spot in the 70s of that type of music, you'll like this. Very sort of Jethro Tull though, with all the flute and what have you. So this sort of failed to set the world alight as well, but people go back and enjoy a lot of these undiscovered gems. So the vocalist and guitarist Norman Barrett on here, and some Christian lyrics on it. He was turned to Christianity, but yeah, cool 70s album, that one. And final one is May Blitz. Really good 70s hard rock album. This is a Canadian, British hard rock power trio. There's the full effect there. I don't know. There's King Kong with some sort of monkey woman there. I don't know. There we go. Another cool 70s album. So that's it for my video. Hope it didn't go on for too long, but I just wanted to show you all these things that I've picked up and lately. And thank you for those that subscribe to my channel and leave comments. Let me know if you have any of this random stuff that I've got, or know of it. And I'll see you in the next video.